Hello again everybody, and a very warm welcome back to the channel. You join me at RAF Coningsby in the east of England, and we're here to take a look at this freeware Boeing C-17 Globemaster, and this one's the Royal Air Force livery. Some slight variations compared to the aircraft, like the port window above the ZZ at the front of the nose, which I don't remember being there, but I've flown on one of these in real life before. Fantastic aircraft, great to see it inside the sim, and the freeware project with Delta Simulations, led by Destroyer 121, has recently upgraded the model, which is what we're looking at today, and we're going to be testing it out with a little flight around Coningsby. So I would of course use Bryce, but there's no scenery available for it at the moment. It'd be great to see some freeware scenery for Bryce Norton in the near future. Lots of different liveries, US Air Force, Canadian, and so on and so forth, including this Royal Air Force ZZ173 as well. Hit like, hit subscribe as well if you enjoy today's video, and naturally, of course, share your thoughts in the comments section below. So here she is, at the moment, one of the custom views that I've set. Obviously a quad-jet aircraft, high wing. It can actually operate really short airfields as well, one of its unique capabilities. I've seen it land in real life at RAF Cosford, which has got a tiny runway, and then backtrack via reverse thrust, so it reversed all the way back. And then it took off again from Cosford, having dropped off a helicopter. They're quite an incredible aircraft. There's a number of different custom views that I've very briefly set up over a period of maybe 5 minutes or so. Great to see that it's got the tail section there, which should retract. Cargo area, and of course the flight deck, where all the business happens. Business end of the aircraft, of course. And a couple of different views there just to sort of have a little look. Very basic, but for a freeware aircraft, fairly unique. First things first that I've noticed is there is a little heads-up display that you can click to obviously bring that up and down. Now in the real aircraft, when I flew, they had that up, and on more recent occasions, every time I've seen it, that's been in use as well. So we'll make use of it. Panel lighting can go on like so. But anyway, we've actually got no power to the aircraft, so that shouldn't happen. There's the center pedestal. Quite a lot of buttons and things. Not everything works. Some of it's fairly useless anyway, but we've got lighting at the base. Rudder trim doesn't do very much. Troop doors left, right, and door and ramp, they are functioning here. So once we get power to the aircraft, I will close the cargo door and the troop door on the left just to have a little look. Right, overhead panel, lots of stuff going on here. It looks like electrics are already on by default. And a lot of this doesn't have much of an animation. We'll turn all the lights on as possible, just to see what it all looks like with everything on. Okay, so little engine startup. Again, some repeating sounds, but you know, they're not default sounds, so actually it's nice to have some variation there, something that actually works. And a lot of this doesn't work still. Heads-up display, we can brighten that up. There we go, there she is. We can, if we want to, we can turn the panel lights right up as well. Get everything bright. So there we are, all the lights are on at the moment, including the flash strips for formation flight. Looks pretty good from the outside, it does have to be said. The slats perhaps look a bit overly rusty on the textures, the leading edges of the wings. But otherwise, quite nice. So I'd like to hear the sounds not repeat so much. We've got to, of course, close the cargo door. So, there go the doors. We've set them to close. And from the inside, everything closes very quickly. Very quickly indeed, actually. And there she is from the rear. Closed up. We've got the rear troop door open there at the moment, which of course we're going to close in a second too. Okay, so we've got one stage of flaps. There's the animation for the front of the wings. Okay, I've finally got the door closed anyway, that's always a good thing. The heads-up display seems a bit weird. But I guess, this isn't something that you would use for immersion. This is just a bit of a connect in and go for a quick blast about the sky sort of aircraft. There's the flap indication actually on the right hand side. So actually I think they've used maybe flaps from a different aircraft, maybe the 747 or something down here. They don't align with the actual flap settings on the levers. That's not the best. Can't seem to work out roughly how to set Q&H either. Nav display. There's a nice quick access thing of all of the flight controls. Checking your trims and everything as well are neutral for departure. Yeah, no altimeter. And my total fuel is just blank as well. Kind of odd. Actually got a 8-knot crosswind for this departure because we're on live weather. Although I can't set the Q&H because there doesn't seem to be a way. That's maximum steering. So if you stop with full right rudder, you can barely move again. So I'm trying to use engine, there we go. Engine 2, 1, 2 and a little bit of 4. I'm now using engine 1 and 2. Okay. Get a bit of power in. We'll use Toga just to hear all the sounds. Jesus, look how fast we're accelerating. 80 knots already. Barely gone anywhere. And the nose is already wanting to lift. That'll do us. I mean, should have really rotated already, but hey ho. And away we go. We're just accelerating so fast at the moment. That's 50% throttle now. Now, of course, this isn't something that'll appeal to everybody, and indeed, it might be something that some of you are going to love, some of you are going to hate, but it's nice to sort of cover it, have a little look nevertheless. And I wanted to have a look because it's an aircraft that I've been on in the past, albeit only once, twice. Some of you in the community might have been waiting for a long time for something like this to release. Using the flight recorder mod for the replay. And of course you guys are going to want to see the gear go up, so here comes the animation. And we're already at 4,000 feet. I don't know how much of this is going to work. Let's see. So we go autopilot on, auto throttle on, I don't know. Speed hold, heading hold, altitude hold. Let's just see what happens here. We haven't got a display, but I can, by the looks of it, control where the speed goes anyway. It doesn't make it easy though, has to be said. It might be worth me trying out nav display. Okay, so there's the heading bug. Wow. Okay, round we go. And I'm going to try and fly a bit of a downwind leg, followed by an approach to land. The outside model is just insanely cool. It has to, you know, I do like the outside model, the way that it's been done. It looks fantastic, and it's nice to have a big, chunky military jet inside Microsoft Flight Simulator as well. I'm sure some of you guys would love to see it flying about. But it would also be great to see further fidelity added in, some actual system work added into this. The displays more so than anything else, because I can't seem to. I've got the very latest development build of this. Can't seem to get any to work beyond the basic functionality. But I'm sure you agree the external model is wonderful. Okay, so we've flown a particularly wide circuit, and now we are going to fly this little bit of a wonky base leg. Gears showing down at the moment. And we'll just see what happens with all of this. There's the gear. Does look good so from the outside. And we'll go full flaps. Let's get a bit of power in to counter that. We're actually not looking too bad at the moment. Pushing forwards on the stick, so maybe some downward trim. There we go, like so. 168-ish. That'll do for now. We'll just see what happens. So we've got full flap, gear down, spoilers armed, and flight recorder is recording away as we fly back towards RAF Coningsby in the sunset in the Freeware C-17. Trim can be a little twitchy. I'm finding it's either going a bit too much up or too much down. Just like so. Let's get the nose up slightly. Here. And that crosswind is certainly playing with me a little bit here as I try and tackle this big bird down onto the ground. Let's just idle for the remainder. Touchdown and reverse. There goes the nose wheel. I'd imagine this is great fun on multiplayer. Really good fun on multiplayer. Blasting around. There goes the full flap deployment now. The external model is so good. And final approach, probably about 2 miles from Coningsby now. On the replay. Here we go. I mean, the model does look rather cool, doesn't it? Even with the flash strips. Especially now in the sim, the light's starting to drop. Holding the flare. Touchdown. There's the reverses. And the nose wheel. Actually not a bad landing. On the outside with the formation strips all switched off. We've got some rear strobes and nav lights on there as well. And again, the model looks really good still. You want to see those flap animations up close from perhaps the edge of the wing itself, like so. So we'll retract the flaps now. Away they go. The model is exquisite on this. Yeah, it has to be said. So there we go. A very quick introduction to the freeware. Boeing C-17 Globemaster for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's been developed by Delta Simulations, Destroyer 121 is the lead developer of that group. So as always, the description will contain the links to both this mod and also the Delta Simulations Discord server, so do check out those two and check out our website britishavgeek.com for all of our channel liveries and loads of tutorials. Share your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and come and join us in our upcoming live streams. Take care.